Hi, I'm Jackie Partridge. Today we're going to be painting a simple sunset. So the colors that I'm using are cobalt blue, titanium white, Mars black, cadmium yellow. I'm using a crimson red because that's what's on my palette, but you can use any kind of red or yellow that you would like. I'm also going to be using a 1-inch flat brush, a small round brush for detail, as well as a number 6 round brush. All right, let's get started. So to do our simple sunset, we're going to paint about 2/3 of the canvas with cobalt blue. So I'm using a 5-inch by 7-inch canvas board. You could also use watercolor paper or a regular canvas if you would like. We're just covering it completely to create a nice base coat. For the sky, I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow with some of my crimson and a bit of white to make a kind of peachy color for the top. I still have a bit of blue on my brush, that's okay. Then I'm going to mix a little bit of more of my crimson color or your red together. You can kind of layer it on top and feather it. And then my yellow. I'm just kind of blending colors together. My brush is a little bit dirty, so I'm having some green in there, which is fine. When you're painting a sunset, you just want to reflect some of the colors into the water, so you can add some of that peachy color down into the water. You can add some of your crimson color in the middle, and just use some short little brush strokes. Keep it all nice and horizontal. You can have some areas of the water that are a little bit darker with a little bit more color, like so. And just like in any painting, it's good to add some variety. So you can use a small detail brush like this as well. With some white and some of your yellow, I'm just going to mix a pale yellow. That's going to be our sun. And I'm just going to put it in the center. You could choose to put it to one side if you wanted to. And with that same color, I'm just going to start with some little lines close to the sun. And then they can get a little bit bigger and longer as they get further away. Try not to make them too similar or perfect, because there's going to be different waves where the water is going to create little movements or breaks in the lines. Okay. With some of that peachy color, I'm just going to mix some white just to add some clouds in the sky, create some texture. So I'm just using little short brush strokes. And letting some gaps of the sky show through, and you can add a few clouds. You can add a little bit more white to some sections as well. It's going to be a little bit brighter, closer towards the sun. So you can just add a little bit more white as you approach the sun. And keep the bottom of the cloud more dark. Using a dry brush, I don't have a lot of water on my brush, so that's helping me blend really nicely. Can add some smaller clouds in the background as well. You can add a little bit more red into the clouds or some orange. And then you can reflect some of those colors in the water as well. I'm still using my small brush just so that I have lots of different colors, and I'm just kind of placing them randomly, making sure that I'm adding colors from the cloud and colors from the sky into the water as a reflection. Again, just add a little bit more white highlights into the clouds, kind of close to where the sun is. Okay. So now we can add some trees in the background. So you can use a little bit of black. If you want, you can mix a bit of red and a bit of yellow to it to kind of create a dark brown. And you can just create a nice horizontal line, kind of work quickly up and down, side to side. When you're painting trees, you can overlap them. Some can be taller than others. And then you can also reflect that into the water. You can do the same on the other side. This one I might make a bit longer. So some trees are going to be a bit bigger, a bit taller, a bit shorter. And just reflect that into the water as well. With some of your cobalt blue, you can add a little bit of Mars black just to create a darker navy blue. And you can add some of that into the water as shadows. Just to add some variety and get rid of the bright blue. You can always add some cobalt blue over top just to help blend everything in together. You can also add a little bit of white to that blue that you mixed, Again, just adding that kind of on top of some of the darker lines to create shadows and make it look like waves. This will help brighten it up and make it look not so dark in some areas. Again, I'm painting quickly and I'm adding short horizontal brush strokes. If you want the water to look a little bit more smooth and less abstract, you can add a little bit of water on your brush to just help the blending. And again, you should have some variety, so some lines that are longer, thinner, shorter, fatter, just to help make the water look a little bit more lifelike. And you can go over some of your yellow lines if you want them to just stand out a little bit more. Touch up any areas that you're not happy with. Just gonna add a little bit of blue to the sky to make it blend in with the water a bit more. And what's nice about painting water is you could easily do this all day long and just paint layers and layers, but once you're happy with it, you can stop. So there you have it, my simple sunset. If you like it, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. If you try this painting tutorial, I would love for you to use the hashtag Jackie Partridge Art Classes and share it on Instagram. Take care. Happy painting.